Another thing to talk about when we're talking about our lids, you can drink from anywhere around the cup. Stainless steel inside, but check that out. You actually have a rate of measurement there on the inside. Or if you chug a lug there, buddy, you chug a lug, you're not gonna get the lid hit you in the face. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Gore here, and I've got something to talk to you guys about that it's actually become my new best friend. It is the new stainless steel cups from the Extremus Outdoor Company. Man, this market is pretty flooded. There's a lot of different cups out there. Tons of different manufacturers putting out some pretty decent cups. So why would you go with this cup? Well, I'll tell you, and I'll show you some of the reasons why I've fallen in love with it. And actually, you know what? You know, I'm out here in Arizona and it's hot. It's real hot. I work outside. Half the time I'm welding, covered up in welding leathers, and it's just blistering. So I gotta have a cup that stays cold and keeps my beverages cold to keep me hydrated. And well, you know what? I'm gonna take this Extremus cup and I'm gonna compare it to what was before my favorite cup, the Yeti cup. So let's dive into that. Let's check it out. And I'm gonna show you guys why you should probably think about picking up one of these new Extremus cups for yourself. Well, in this video, we are gonna compare the Extremus 30-ounce tumbler, and I got a couple different ones to show, versus my tried and true Yeti 30-ounce tumbler. This has been one of my longtime favorite tumblers of all time. Love it, but you know what? It's got a busted lid. So to be fair, the lid didn't last very long, to be honest with you. But we're gonna go get it a new lid, to be fair, in this video, and compare with good quality premium products and give it a fair comparison. So, yep, that's what we're doing. 30-ounce tumbler, baby. Plus, I'll also let you guys take a peek at the 20-ounce tumblers, which you will see is perfect for coffee. All right, well, like I had mentioned, this lid's broken and I don't want to do a comparison video with a broken lid, so I'm gonna go run in here to my local Yeti dealer here and give me a new lid, and we're gonna do a comparison video. God damn! All right, so let's take a look at the comparison of these cups. So I've got my old faithful Yeti here. This cup has been with me through a lot. I love this cup. It's even seen better days. So for the sake of the video, I went ahead and, just like I showed you, picked up a new lid. All right, so let's go and swap this out. And yes, I've been drinking and using these cups, so bear with the water there. But let's go ahead and get this thing open here. Open here. Okay, that works. And there's the new lid. All right, so we're gonna put, to be fair, a new lid on there for the Yeti. So toss this aside. I guess it's time I could finally retire this. This lid worked, and that's why I didn't buy a new one for a while. But it would leak out of here, it would leak out of here, and I just didn't ever get around to buying a new lid. But you know what? It was time, especially for the sake of the video. So moving on. All right, so for the sake of this video, we are going to be comparing the Extremus 30-ounce tumbler versus the Yeti 30-ounce tumbler. And like I said, got a new lid on here. The cool thing is this guy comes with 2 lids. So I'll have to show you that in a second. We'll get into that. Now you can get the 20-ounce tumbler in the Extremus, which is comparable. And it also comes with 2 different lids. Either cup, whether you get the blue, the black, or one of the many other colors, will come with the 2 different lids. They come with 2 lids, 1 cup, 2 lids. Where have I heard it before? Anyways, unlike the Yeti, will only come with 1 lid, and this I think was an add-on lid, like an upgraded lid. They come with mainly a similar lid like this. I'm not sure though, but yeah, something to check into. So, but anyways, that's another video. We're gonna go into the 30-ounce tumbler. So let's crack into it. Let's take a look. Now, this is a 30-ounce tumbler, and if you look on the inside of this thing, notably, you know, you can tell it is got some kind of a powder coat finish, which we'll talk about. It is stainless steel. But one thing I noticed versus the Extremus cups, you still have the powder coating. You don't have the trim on the bottom, kind of like you do on the Yeti or the top with the stainless steel. That's visible, but stainless steel inside. But check that out. You actually have a rate of measurement there on the inside. So pretty cool. So you've got like 20 ounces down, way down here on the, towards the bottom down there, as you can see. Then you have 25 ounces, and then right at the top, max 30 ounces. Now something to note, the Yeti is smaller. So it's like, well, why? Because it's the way the lid fastens on, and we'll get into that, but still 30 ounces. And down here at the max line is 30 ounces, and that's gonna come into play is size. Size is why it is bigger, it looks bigger. It's not really, it's holding much more volume. We'll get into why it is taller in a minute. So one thing up front to talk about is the fact that you get two different lids right out of the gate with the Extremus cups. So you get this cool lid here that is also leak proof. You unscrew it, it's got a seal inside, and you can actually snap it inside of the handle out of the way. So when you pour, or if you chug a lug there, buddy, you chug a lug, you're not gonna get the lid hit you in the face. So that's one of the style lids that comes with it. It does have a seal, and it's threaded, where the Yeti just has a seal that kind of, you know, it's got these two little gaskets here. I don't know if you can see that seam there. It's got those two little gaskets there. It just kind of forces in and stays there, and you have to peel it in and out. This one's actually threaded with a gasket. So where that's gonna come into leak proof, this is gonna be a better design, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. So screw that on. Your other lid, which is this style here, similar setup, and as you can see, it's open right now. You close it, open it, close it, open it. So what it is you have a little valve there that when you click it open, it'll actually allow water to come in and fill up this valley when you tilt it, and you can actually drink from it. So that's your quick open and close design, and you're not actually where you're drinking, your finger is not touching where you're drinking. You're drinking from these areas. Your finger's touching just in the center. So that's pretty cool design there. So let's start comparing some differences between these cups. So the first thing we want to talk about is they are both 30 ounce cups. Yes, the Extremus is a 30 ounce and the Yeti is a 30 ounce. And they are both made from 18.8 kitchen grade stainless steel. Now, 18.8 is like, it's like a percentage rating. And what the 18 in the beginning stands for is your chromium. And then the 8, which is going to be the percentage of nickel. So it's 18% chromium and 18% nickel. So it's 18.8 kitchen grade stainless steel. Pretty cool. Now, one thing the Extremus has in the description, when you look them up, no matter where you're getting them from, Amazon, from their website, wherever it is, the Extremus uses a Society of Automotive Engineers grade 304 stainless steel. This one just says it's the 18.8 stainless steel, which is kind of a generic rating on stainless steel. Not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good rating. It's just pretty universal, where the Society of Automotive Engineers is, you know, the Extremus is saying that they use a stainless steel or an SAE 304 stainless steel, which that SAE is the Society of Automotive Engineers have all come together saying this is a 304 grade stainless steel. So kind of cool. We're something there, and I'm in the automotive industry, so I like that. That's pretty cool to me. Where this one, the Yeti, says nothing about that, no matter where you look for it. So it is what it is. Next, we have both of them boast a double-walled vacuum seal to them, or double-walled vacuum insulation, sorry. Except for the Extremus says it is a 3.5 millimeter vacuum space on the double wall 304 stainless steel, where this one just says it's double vacuum. So now, one cool thing that the Extremus says that the Yeti does not boast in its description is that there's a layer of copper coating. And what that layer of copper coating is on the inside is to isolate your colds and your hots. So basically, if you have something really cold in there, it's gonna isolate it from this outer layer. Same thing with really hot. So you're not gonna get a really cold feeling. You're not gonna get a really hot feeling from the contents that are inside the cup. So that's another cool bonus to the Extremus. Does the Yeti have it? I don't know. I couldn't find anything about it anywhere. So it may have it, but they're not boasting about it. But I would have to guess that it possibly does not have it if they're not talking about it. Moving on. So you have a rating of about 12 hours for hot beverages and 24 hours to keep beverages cold. That is like your peak maximum ratings. Now, me living in Arizona, it's 120 degrees outside. If this thing is full of ice sitting in the sun, I'm gonna be realistic and not expect it to last for 24 hours. I mean, that's brutal. But if you're in an area climate where it's like 80, 85 degrees in the shade, you put ice in there, I'll bet it'll go the full 24 hours. But you stick anything in direct sunlight here in Arizona, it's gonna get hot. It's gonna go down. So the insulation, but these things I do know from that I have used them, they do keep your drinks cold for quite a bit, you know, a long time in that hot Arizona sun. And this is peak summer time, so they've impressed me thus far. So both of them have. So they don't tell you an exact rating on the Yeti with an up to 12 hours and up to 24 hours like they have. And like I said, that's an up to, like a max rating. And then conditions will definitely apply to that. But I would imagine they're both built very similar to each other. They look almost identical in quite a few different ways. I'd imagine the Yeti is gonna be very similar, if not the same. Leak-proof lid, we were gonna talk about that. So let's talk about this. All right, so here is the Yeti lid, okay? That is your leak-proof design. So let's say this thing is full, and this has actually happened to me, full of water, full of ice, and you drop this thing, which I did. This lid exploded off and I lost all the contents. So now, had I been using one of these lids and they actually thread on and I dropped it, the lid probably would have kept it from losing all my contents. I still would have had my cold beverage in there. Wouldn't have been thirsty, wouldn't have been crying that I lost my beverage. So I like that. Also, you know, if you were to take this guy and shake it upside down quite a bit and there's a bunch of ice in there, I'd imagine it'll start pushing the lid off. Now that is pretty tight, pretty good and resilient. Granted, these are brand new seals, so that's a good design. I do like this design. It is a good design. I do like the fact that this is a magnetic setup back and forth, so you can keep this closed and leak proof. And it does work. It works pretty good. But these two designs, I can tell you right now, being the fact that they're threaded on, you have a snap seal and an unsnap seal that is spring loaded. There's a good spring that's just harder pressure than a magnet. I know that that's gonna be a pretty good leak proof design. This guy is all on threads. So you unscrew it, you got a seal there, and then you screw it tight, and that's pretty cool. So really, I'm gonna have to give the winner to a better leak-proof design to the Extremus series. And you get both of these lids with the purchase of one cup. Another thing to talk about when we're talking about our lids is the Extremus cup. You can drink from anywhere around the cup. You click this open, and it'll actually allow water to fill up in this valley, and no matter where you tilt it, it's gonna come out of this area. So you have pretty much 360 degrees of drinking ability, where with the Yeti, you can only drink from this one side. So if you pick it up like this and go to up, you gotta rotate it. You gotta rotate it to where you can get a drink from the one side. So you don't have that option. It's not a big deal, but it's one of those other things that in the engineering makes it a little more convenient, especially like for me, I'm always working, I'm on the go. I wanna grab my cup, get a quick click, get a drink, and go, rather than, it hasn't greatly inconvenienced me, but I have noticed that that's a bonus, that I can get a drink anytime and I'm not having to rotate my cup, which I have had happen to me a lot in the past. Okay, so let's talk about, since we're still talking about lids, these lids, we know that these are made of stainless steel. These are made from a plastic. It's an obvious thing. The cool thing is both lids are boasting that they're using a non-toxic BPA lid. So what is BPA or a BPA-free lid? Well, BPA is a chemical found in polycarbonates, and it's not a great chemical. So it is something that you don't want to mess with too much and can be harmful. And I don't mean harmful like in poisonous, but what it does, it has a chemical compound to it that disrupts your endocrines, or it mimics hormones, and that can lead to all kinds of problems. And by doing that, it's gonna change different things and can stunt growth, like in younger kids and adolescents. By mimicking those hormones, it can stunt growth. It can cause heart disease, obesity, and even be linked to cancer and so much more other things. So BPAs are not a cool thing to have in your lids. So being the fact that both of these, the Yeti as well as the Extremus lid, they both are proud to be BPA free. All right, another cool feature, both of these guys right here, whether it's the Yeti or the Extremus cup, they're dishwasher safe, baby. So throw these guys in your dishwasher, even the lids, guys, these BPA-free lids, throw them in the dishwasher, throw the cups in the dishwasher, and you're gonna be able to have a nice, easy, clean cup when you pull that dishwasher open and go. Plus, they've got this really cool powder-coated finish on them, and they both have their own name for it, and they're very similar, and that coating is dishwasher safe. So in the Extremus cup, they call it a Dura powder, and in the Yeti, they call it a Duracoat. And what they're also gonna help feature is a non-sweat design and a non-burn design with that special coating, and they boast that on both cups, for whether it's the Yeti or the Extremus. So one thing that starts to set it apart when you start putting the lids on, get it done, and start really dividing it here, is this bonus carabiner right here. This thing is awesome. You can actually take this guy, and it's latched on if you're gonna do that, and clip it to things, to lanyards. So if you're out on your four-wheeler or your Razor, your Rhino, your Sandrail, or your boat, you can clip it in your cup holder and even put a lanyard on it to where if you're bouncing around and it flops out, it ain't gonna flop far. And it's not gonna spill, especially with this threaded lid, it's not coming off. You still have your cup, you don't lose your investment. That is fantastic. That is a bonus that you won't find at all in the Yeti. So if this thing pops out, not only is your lid gonna come off, it could break too, but you're gonna lose all your contents. You may ultimately just lose your cup, where this thing could keep you from losing it together. Clip it to your purse, clip it to your backpack for the outdoors, clip it to whatever you need to clip it to, and you're gonna have your Extremus cup with you wherever you go. Okay, so the price of these cups, you're thinking, okay, how much are they going for? I mean, they're probably pretty similarly priced, and to a point that they are, which to a point they're not. It's weird. It depends on where you find them. Now, if you go to Yeti's website, you're gonna be able to find these style cups right here for about 34, 35 bucks. And I found that at my local hardware store, which was my actual Yeti dealer. Now, if you get on Amazon, you can find them anywhere between 35 bucks up to $52 on some of the Prime sites, which is kind of crazy to me. And I didn't see anything different about the $52 Yeti, except it had a cheaper lid than the other Yetis for 35 bucks. So it was kind of weird, and they were 30 ounces, and there was some confusion there. So careful how you shop. But on the Amazon, which is where you'll find the Extremus cups, and remember, like I said, they come with the two different lid options. When you buy the one cup, you get two different lids. These guys are going for $29.95 on Amazon. So that's kind of a crazy cool deal that you guys got to check out. You're getting a 20-ounce cup, or I'm sorry, a 30-ounce cup, which you can choose between a 20-ounce coffee style mug, like these guys here, with the two different lids options as well. So those guys are found on Amazon on the same link, or you get the 30-ounce, what we're comparing today, these guys here with the two different lids, and they're going for $29. So that's kind of some cool features. You get the stainless steel, you get all the different vacuum seals. I mean, absolutely comparable, but with more options than the Yeti. You get the Carabiner lid with the 360 drinking, and you also get the bonus lid with the chug spout on it that completely seals. And I can promise you it is way more leak proof, or a little bit more securely leak proof than the Yeti. So I'll tell you what, guys, that's some really cool features to have. I don't know, maybe you guys should check them out. I know that the new Extremus cup 30-ounce tumbler has become my new favorite tumbler for a reason and replaced my old faithful Yeti. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Check them out.